Welcome to Easy Age British Cars. So I started working on putting the hood sticks in, which is the roof bows for all you Americans. And I thought I'd go over that with you. My car didn't have a roof on it and stuff, so it's been kind of from scratch as far as the adjustments, and I thought I'd show you what I figured out so far. So let's go take a look. Well, as you can see, I had these off and I wire brushed them down and painted them. There were so many coats of paint on this thing, I'm not really sure what color it was to start with, and the book's not really clear, but I know that on early cars that I seen, they were this sort of, this is um, Rust-Oleum Almond, ALMOND color, and it was a really close match for some other cars that I had, TR4 and stuff. So that's what I used, and I painted this hardware as well. I wound up making these ones. These are stainless, and they're outside the car, so to speak, outside of the interior. So there's a couple of things going on. One is when you put this rear piece in, you want to make sure you don't get it too low because you want these things to be able to snap without interfering. And also, I'm not sure yet, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to find that this rear panel goes on top of that tab under that bit. So you want a gap underneath a little bit so that it'll fit. And then we say that this was all discombobulated and rusted solid when I got it. I did find I took PB Blaster and soaked all the joints a couple of times over a few days, and that really helped. And then I ran it through its motions, and it went from being incredibly tight to I'm wondering if these are tight enough now. So anyway, and then just paint. So the thing I found is you're going to want the rear of the roof to come up, and then there's a seam here where it transitions from this window plane to the top plane. So you want this to fall in there. So this is the new roof here. So I installed a couple of studs or lifted dots, and then it's easier to see from the inside. Here's the seam where that bar is going to fall. So I want it to actually fall about there. So I measured from the center point of the hole, which is the top of the pin, to here. And for this one, I got 15.5. So then I came back here, and I went 15.5 from the head of the pin to here. And just remember the 15.5 wasn't to the actual seam, it was back a little bit. So that's my best guess as to what it should be. Like I say, when I got this car, like this webbing, the only thing that was left was the little 3/8 of an inch strip underneath these bars. Everything else was just gone. So that sets this, and it's got to be close. And we can reset it later if we need to. So you can actually leave these connected and just take these screws out and move this. If you look, this is not against that backstop, and it shouldn't be because otherwise it's down here in the middle of the window. So you could make that adjustment if needed. And then these two gaps should be, I mean, you want to make sure that the locks are up in place. This is a knee lock knee thing. That's how you stretch the top to get it taut. So you want that in place. And then what you want to look is where are these bows looking compared to the roof. So for in essence, that the canvas is going to try to be a straight line from the top of the roof windshield to the top of this bow, and you want this to be a bit higher. And don't forget, that's about 20 pounds on it. It drops it down 3/4 of an inch or an inch. So, and every car I see always has a bit of a pronouncement, and I'm tall, so if I can get an extra 1/4 inch here, that's good. And again, you'll notice I left these long for now. I can always adjust these later if I need to. So I've got these right now, so they're not quite bottomed out. That's bottomed out, just because these webbings stretch in a little bit. So got all that in place. We'll leave these long just in case I need to adjust them. And then what I usually like to do is when I get these done for real, I'll wrap them around once and catch them back underneath that piece right there, just to make them nice and tight. Or you can just fold them back, but I like going around. I'm sure that they were just probably folded back from the factory if they didn't just cut them off. Don't like to cut them off just because they unravel too easy. And then it was fun getting these in. You definitely want to take quarter 28 tap, clean the threads on the piece in the body. I had one that was stripped out in that metal plate, but that plate's thick enough you can put a helicoil in it, and that's exactly what I did. This came with these mounted with the screw up, which makes sense to me, so that's the way I put them back. And again, as long as the roof is going to fit, and I'm going to have to fit all the snaps, I'd rather have it up than down because otherwise I'm going to lose an inch of headroom. But I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. This is how it came out of the car, by the way. And then I left these long just in case I need to adjust it. And eventually I'll cut them off and fold them back under, which is what I did on this end. You probably can't really see it, but it just comes up about maybe not even a quarter inch past that top, so it's a double clamp down on that, and it keeps it from unraveling. My TR4, I think this front bow was a bit straighter because it's been decades since I did it. I actually wrapped it around once, and I kind of like that, but I have a feeling that with this being at this angle, that's going to put that way out here somewhere. It won't look that good, so I'll probably just fold it back. So I can fold it back and then trim the edge so it's not hanging wild. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I hadn't seen this before. Look, see how this bar is cut maybe 30 degrees or 20 degrees right there where the other ones are square. So there's this angle one, two square ones, and I made these myself, but the original ones, which were just incredibly rusty, they're almost rusted through, were this type, but they have a much bigger hole in them because they take that 1032 screw instead of this number 6 panhead screw. So thought I might try and fit this back cover. So let's take a look at that. There's the panels. This is loosely in place. So this piece goes underneath both of these side pieces and this on top of the tabs, the metal tabs that were there. And I'm not sure, but I'm going to just guess that that's part of the connector, like be a snap connector there for the footstick covers. Had a guess? Your guess is as good as mine. Anyway, so it's in. It's got a preformed, well, they must have rolled the cardboard there, so it bends there. Because it might be better to bend it a bit before you get it in. And then it also does the same thing down here. And there's 4 of those tiny interior screws like this that attach this to the bottom. That's the only mechanical connection I can see. Just, I mean, it doesn't need anything more than that. But it's a pretty good fit into the wheel wells and all that. Like we talked about on this rear edge. And make sure that's high enough up so that this thing can get underneath. This was a little tight. I actually loosened these bolts up so I could slide these end panels up a little bit. And I'll push them down tight again and put it back together. And then I think I'm going to pop this out and bend that a little bit so it's a little neater. And then we'll need to, there's like 4 sets of holes on here. I mean, they're all like a little scatter pattern in 4 places. And literally 4 holes in 4 places for 16 holes. So we'll see if we can't find them, and I'll try to get them lined up so that I can reuse one of those holes. That would be kind of nice. I did find too that these panels with the card backing, that my regular leather hole punch actually does a pretty nice job on that. It's just like a pair of pliers with like a rowel from a spur on it for different sizes for holes. Did a really nice job cutting those for these side panels and everything. It's a lot better than trying to drill because a lot of this stuff has cut backing, and if you try to drill it, the cotton will wind around the drill bit and it'll make a bunched area underneath your hole. So I'm going to pop that out, rebend that a little bit, maybe do a little more research on that, because if that's supposed to have, it looks like an awful big hole. Looks like a 1/4 inch hole, but it's nowhere close enough to really be to hold that, and I don't see why it would need it. That's my guess, is that the hood stick covers have a strap that go under and catch on that. But I'll do a little research and I'll get back to you. And there it is in place. So this is a TR3 back panel, by the way. So it's a little wonky coming over that transmission or the drive shaft hump, rear end hump. Inspect it because the TR3s have that square shelf here. So, but I bought this whole kit for like 30 cents on the dollar for somebody that had a failed project. So I'm, you know, I'm willing to work with it. It's still very close to what should have been in here. So, and this is correct with a blank panel that the later threes had had that like padding there, so the occasional rear seat, but we don't do that in this car because it's got this sloped surface. So pushed it in nice and tight. And you can see that thing goes to there. I looked on my hood stick cover. There's no connection for it, so I don't know what that's for. Um, it's the back of the body's back there, so I don't know. But I'll find something to dress it off with somewhere along the line. I'll put a St. Christopher's medal there or something. That'll be fine. I think that'll do it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and we'll see you next time.